the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Now, mpenimfo ebu baby se contractor yi kwan na se kwan no anka wo dan anka wo property a ugina nchen a wozi contractor yi in fact nani tre onim kwan yi. You can use all forms of adjectives to describe the contractor because your property was not affected. Now, me can saying after the inauguration of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on the 7th of January, there was this activity, scattered across all the 16 regions. 1, pamo civil servants, free offices. 2, civil servants D because abainsi sanye aba. 3, terminated various appointments. It was a dia na cut across all sectors of Ghana's public sector ejumaye. Nurses, teachers, engineers, just a whole lot. Now, the government then enya so much justification to give to Ghana for dua elusu omo ejuma just because there has been a change of government. Say nipano, say oye qualified, say oye experienced, ye de yemfa ho. Aban foforo aban kwade. Pack yourself somewhere, find another way of securing another job because winner takes all. And this is the kind of attitude Ghana for now embracing because of parochial political interest. Now ebi atwa from akoka NDC for nankasa. Enra former NDC MP for Denta Kwajo Adu Asare ekotra ekosi sen dwumadi so in the evening. Also niso awo so nyina ne say Adenta NDC women organizer okunu eye adwuma wo Ghana Maritime Authority ayi die ni bia kam ya bodo say papa na betra fie maame no nso a ono nso eye women organizer no a ono nso onya ahwenye ntinei maame no okunu ene ne ma obi a eye confined to the home eno na Kwadwo Adu Asare kirima. So much intervention has been made by Ono and some gurus of the NDC say, Papa Yama in a DD, we can confirm so NDC in Tinkamon San from the back here. You said, da. Yanya no DD, there is no way back for Papano. And no, I could do Asare Chirima. In the Pebin Arjun Akuma. Now, our case be or say, will be a side case in 4 years and then crown so. Part in the best position. And no, I am Kitwa. Now, I hear Syria. Now assign soon at the Amasam section of the NDC supporters. And the full story from Kwadwo Adu Asare. Any response, nipa bi say Dr. James Kwabena Bonfe, General Kabila, and our miracles of Wajidemano right away at the studios of Nsem-Pii.
It's another opportunity. Me, that is how I see it. You can give it any connotation you please, but I look at it as an opportunity to express myself, to tap into whatever I said I am. Do you understand? And let it show. Say minus the appointments and the perks that come along with it, one can still live a normal life. That is the challenge that I have placed on myself. But I know beyond a walk that resolve. Do you understand? And you know, sometimes you don't only want to talk about yourself, you also want to talk for others. In Tina, a lot of it is not for. I was just telling Kabila from 31st January, and I mean the same trim. Say, I'm just moving on. And from that day, I don't wake up one single day to worry. One day to worry. Because, Sabi, the tangent that I have found for myself, I mean, they bomb me brand. I have seen prospects.
Yes.
Kakra. I will just say me building on it. The result will be good. Okay, you know, but like I said, I'm not speaking for myself.
Yourself,
I'm speaking
for all
for
others.
Many other people who are within themselves, you know, Charlie. You know, they feel that I have a peculiar case, and me dream who I am. Yeah, for one lady, one of our ladies in Adenta, deputy constituency women organizer.
Okay.
I mean, you winning. Adenta won a second term for your MP, and it was because they all worked, or we all work, I should say.
Is he the only MP who's gone a second term?
For Adenta?
Yes,
first in a long time. While. Yeah. Okay.
First time I Ubia
that constituency it's been
one all this while.
Yeah.
So this is the second term for Ramadan, and definitely a women's organizer, deputy women's organizer, you know a role they will play. Masa Nikunu
or the form team
Nikunu or Juma or Maritime Authority.
Yeah. Or come on, you are one. Oh.
So to across the country.
No, I know the Mancasa Yami boy.
Across the country.
Come answer.
Some come
answer. We are kind of specific.
Come answer. I'm not addressing. He's
talking specific.
Okay.
So
is it the case? No, who said we are now.
We've made interventions.
And still.
What I say, and it hurts me to my core. Do you understand? Say, for all of that, or no banning a man if your man be poor, and Casa also the best supporting Nikunu fear for now. It is a say Nikunu now have a kind of who fear, just all of them struggling, and for me, it's not good. It's no good news. What I say, and some things like this, no, a show now, as I said, it pay fewer because we've made, like I said, we've made interventions, and to our own faces, we've been told, say, and it hurts.
The deputy women organizer.
Yes.
Hey. Maritime Authority, new boss, no, you're tough.
I mean, sometimes it's like but like I said, in the mainly be tower. You have to let people know, say, Charlie. Do you understand? And some of us, like I said, the wisdom and control. Yes, say you through be and I ferry be. Some of us can decided to be a kisa and effect. But in the politics that I know, no. Na wasan so one so aguso na odi ahwehwe dachi
very well because
there's one last thing I want to say.
Okay.
Only in Bible there's a quotation somewhere that there was a pharaoh that did not know Joseph. Means what is
a pharaoh that didn't know Joseph?
Yes. A quotation. Do you know why he said so?
No.
So he said Joseph, Pharaoh Bina, no prime minister.
Yes.
What I said?
Yes.
Then one day another Pharaoh came, and Joseph descendants who decided say, "Obe Pamo went free Egypt." And as our scripture said, there was a Pharaoh that did not know.
No, in fact, when you saw Pamo went free Egypt, he was harsh on them.
Yeah. In bondage.
Bondage. Or Diomani,
there was a pharaoh that did not know Joseph. Honorable Wɨcked Adu Asare. Dr. James Kwabnabo Mfakwa Bana Pom to say.
Yeah, Menanum say Serenia and Asamoa. Minya Wɨcked Adu Asare or Kansas. The best everyone. Mose Mume Tosso Mienu Tiba Conchi Muwache.
Okay.
I say if you read the account of the Bible, Joseph died after ni papa bibu ni until you read Genesis up to chapter 50 verse 20. Joseph can say perhaps his brothers meant ill, but God meant it well to save a generation, to save a people. And the Israel for no, and I say Abraham as for no, according to the scriptures. Men call extra biblical text be but according to scripture, and the day omubet now. Now call Exodus 1 verse 8 or now. So Joseph was the prime minister.
Yes.
The bia na obegma command bia neko nti edu ohin bi so a na onim Joseph asefo onim abakosem na ema ankrofo no betena ho nti odi wo mani na eno na ma gina so dia kase amanyosem mu no ye wo kase bia pani bi kan abri bia e wo nkrata mu me kan ye o say politics is a suffering of the many but the enjoyment of a few. Article Suheniye, the many, a few. The suffering of the many, but the enjoyment of a few. Obia wo se wo ya man yosem bia no, you need to carry this at the back of your mind. But one bibia koso. Mi hweminia madam Fifi Kwete.
Oh, you've listened to Sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, any kwadwo kan wo hai. There's a national issue and a miracles call a Kwame piece of yes. And I made this point there. Obia oye amanyosem ne wo Ghana ha. Na ontinka woni mu. Na onti ya bi say ya twe ho afri ni yoye papa bi ehun values bi a esese kan ye nyina bom so man ama yedi yani si saade ne say ye pria ko ho no obi on ni sa tinka no wodi mu no na na man yosem no eye suspect. July 1
Asempa F
2024 ewo Bema camp Forces Staff College Conference Hall.
Yes.
Former National Security Minister
Kandapa
Dabi former National Security Minister Mr. Francis Poku.
Yes.
And on mass lecture. Yeah, you call people from across the political divide. Now, I think it was the greatest birthday gift he gave to me as a father and a good friend and a mentor. But he gave Ghana a Republican gift. Okay, say, and found nipa obe win in 2024. Say you so January 7, 2025 to mark the beginning of a new beginning for this country. He cannot predict the future. Omo na wo amanyoko MPP mu o se de musifa na fae. Omo wo NDC mu e wo se de musifa no e fae. But the important thing is say there na ema obi beye amanyosem. There na ema obi don amanyoko. There na ema obi kasa mpese me so man. Yet ase. Nanu na de ya na. Ene bi
so ka say you so be ka say you but I can remember you say you bisa say to say untimi ka say
yes
e kura wo say na afia me say say me nko ana ha me ya nko yi na NDC fu yi kura so ndot ti o mu general secretary and the wuti honorable Adu Asare na say na obi a obi ada obi wo de
na general secretary no o complain say nko yi
oh na do okay say as a shadow
shade kese pa
shade pa na wutie na asema na boy Adu Asare ken enye wono pe na waka ho se na mbese me kebi no se me ma me fa no ntum. It's all over the place. And me, I have said it, say way I was hoping Senka once we got a former president that has tasted power before coming back, Kono will be the truncation point. So this issue of vendetta, this issue of political, I thought it would end here. But send the idea, I'm the microphone for being so attractive. You see, I'm using a cry the that to be a buy a baby. Because the microphone will bring some of them on baby. I record it. So I just say, move round coffee. Obi make come from a boo room with you and one by news. You'll be shocked. So I just say, I mean, we only recycling.
The vicious cycle.
Yes, because we be more there one day, you know. Omina trot who. Omina trot who. I can understand, say, a lot of the justification too by the NDC, they say in the past, it was done to them. And that's why I was personally advocate to say, Anka yen use way as a termination point. Now, yen NC and once they say, there are due processes to do everything. So this issue of NDC road contract to be a yakoche ukoche na say ECG Emma Dr. Kabila contract, not Dr. Kabila. Yeah, I don't know. About police and question. Maybe. So I just say there after there's a contract. Contract in the cocoa near it should be one. It's becoming a bit draining. So I obi you know. I'm about 6 months that.
Yeah, say June money away.
Into 44 no. See, I cut 38 months. In the next 88 months, President Mahama will be former president. In 38 months. Into we in now, me say the be American was chief director be. Me ni encounter obi. Me card there me say chief. Adeway sisano. It is not in the interest of the sector. What reforms? Almost I told you a reform be was a we are. Wow, as an individual.
Yes.
You know, people sometimes benefit from the chaos and all the mishappenings.
Yes.
Why, yes, the new certain now I can 6 months of your retirement. I feel no person or yeah. 6 months wasn't enough for him to implement the reforms. Or should know with you. I feel you know. I don't know from Charlie Sadiways. I'm chief. That's why you had the opportunity to change.
You
didn't do it. And it's just sit home and suffer the consequences. We need to have a termination. And first of all, if you say more for you. They say about we have Pamund Ghana for 35,000 across board in our continent. Some employed from as far back as 2017. Go and check NCA. We'll be a fan of June 2017, 2018. If you more for the film of June 2016. But 2017 will be onya 2017 and 2018 onya permanent appointed permanent. Omapamomo. So we say obi to say you know, a lot of people actually think so. You go for that point. On a call NSB or cohort 2015 or 2016, way before.
No, he's been at the NSB since 2007. But he became deputy director under Mahama. That's in 2015.
So and it's like that across board. There are people who were employed in 2015, 2016. Whose appointment became permanent and I got promotions in 2018, 2019. About we have a moment now. Omo and I'll be him say yet ye. Ebia uniakatwa. And I'm miracle uniakatu be na national service via airport. Honorable Adu Asare be na pom program so honorable. Miniakatu one na onya national service. No ayama no. No akwahye ho. Nti ohye ye kakra but oye miracles nua de. But oye adwuma wo NDC abemu na MPP abane apam no because NDC abreso na oye adwuma ye. Why? In fact, why should we even get to the point where opamo obi Emma you need some people's intervention before you decide who should remain and who shouldn't remain? Why? I don't know. What mentias you? Meju who mentias you? Like obi say your wickedness pa create more jobs. Why do you deprive other families of a livelihood? Only for you to send your own people. Yes. Nanti who cry about yemu shisho. Say we also know about for obeko. Because let me tell you, in the MPP circles, they are clear in their mind say positions be about political. Oko NCA say there are some judge I know. All those positions because what you have done is that you've actually fired public service commissioned appointed people. When you are now quoting a few. And I wouldn't go for Ababeshim. So clearly, even if it's 20 years, those people they should have gone on retirement by then. Otherwise, they are going to go home. Imagine say why you do 8 years. What build a career? What do manager level? What build a career? What go through PSC4 promotion rank at nearby be a pamoa contribute without cause, without anything.
You are also not a political
appointee. They be a political appointee, but simply because you are appointed during a political party tenant. Just like that. Oko guy deck, friend is saying just deck, Port and Harbour's authority, tall. So many places. Why? Why? Me say a total of 35,000 at my last check. See, me inbox I am GMPC, like almost everywhere. Hey, VRA. Okay. Young people are or the national service. You know, yeah. You know, or yeah, praise a year began to find a human and they are posting other branches of VRA.
Yes.
What call high dine or OCSC did my apartment. Why? Like, what are we doing to ourselves? No, to what end? Until Nipa na holding our basis here and say clearly, you know, or also what ten wants to say or no, so no. Say after 4 years, or 8 years, or 12 years, Obi may say 40 years. Okay, this was the MPP will be in opposition for 42 years, no problem. But 40 years, in Kofona will you, those people they will leave. And no, and you change power and for court offices. You know, I was expecting it to end. Me, I don't fault the NDC when they say it was done in the past, but the more be so yako GRA and say okay, nipa ya didn't replace it, no. It's yes, power. No so call straight. I continue Nsem-Pii. No so call share. Why? So what are we doing to our young professionals? I'm to be in your career and build it in your career part because after 8 years, now I can tell you we NDC ni. Now you're more when you're Juma. Now when you're missing, let me know you put it that way. We are gonna ni. No when you're Juma and the NDC, we must show. Because Obi, all Palmoyan and trench clause in the Constitution. Entrenched clause in the Constitution. Of course, 50 years. That's how they are. We be mimicking. So they we say a position 32 years. You 32 years and then 8 gram me back high. So say me back because me back to ano MPP nkwano ni money be because me back to me NDC.
Oh man, the right of choice.
There may be ideology. Me indoctrinating. Yes, that is the essence of political parties and we main channel of what their ideals and principles are.
On to me join.
Political parties here. It's the woman me Methodist in say a quite fast me Methodist in minimum.
The only man's way
you confirm me. And I'm messing me magia too. It's a Methodist we are trying Mawunia say confirm. Your boys who embra usa. We know how we do tomorrow. Yeah, but we do and you'll be the